So the sisters sent to him, saying, Lord, he whom you love is ill. John chapter 11, verse 3. So the Jews said, See how he loved him. John 11:36. Mary and Martha knew that Jesus loved Lazarus. They also knew about the miracles Jesus had performed and the power he possessed. Therefore, their message contains an element of surprise. It is almost as if they were saying, You love him, but look at what is happening to him. The love of Christ does not provide immunity from sickness and death. God does not shield us from every infection or disease. Many believers lost their lives to COVID 19. Yet their suffering and death did not mean that Christ had stopped loving them. The love of Christ does not promise us a life free from suffering. It assures us that even in sickness, suffering, and death, we are never separated from His love. C.H. Spurgeon says, and I quote, The love of Jesus does not separate us from the common necessities and infirmities of human life. Men of God are still men. The covenant of grace is not a charter of exemption from consumption or rheumatism or asthma. End quote. 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 20 says, Erastus remained at Corinth, and I left Trophimus, who was ill, at Miletus. Paul had to leave his traveling companion Trophimus behind because he was ill. The man whom God had used to heal many others did not heal Trophimus. God does not make us superhuman when we become believers. We are still subject to all kinds of sorrows and sufferings in this life. 1 Timothy 5:23 says, No longer drink only water, but use a little wine for the sake of your stomach and your frequent ailments. Timothy had frequent ailments even though he was a man of God. A Christian experiences a double portion of suffering, the common infirmities of life that affect the human race, as well as the suffering that comes from genuinely following Christ. Those who live a godly life will suffer. Scripture promises it. Suffering is not an exception to the Christian life, it is part of the Christian life. Have a blessed weekend.